welcome everyone. We're here for episode six
Yeah.
of Bad Dad's Film Review, recording tonight at Sidewell's Towers, but with a slightly changed lineup.
Poor Anonymous Meeg.
Anonymous Meeg is not well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too graphic,
I was about to
but
do
there are things pouring out of both ends.
Pretty grim.
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
So we've been joined by another film aficionado in Mr. Craven.
Well,
your-
there's a stretch of the truth there, but I'm here. I enjoy films and
Joining
what
us
are we going
for
to call you? Because everybody's got a stupid nickname in
Yeah.
this, you know. So what are you going to be? Craven?
Dees. How about Dees?
Dees.
All
All
right,
right, I like
Dees.
it. So joined by Dees.
I like
and
it.
for
Own
this is a themed podcast this week of Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Everyone's least favourite filmic time of year.
You think so?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
when I say everyone,
Yours.
mine.
I mean, like
Yeah.
new Christmas movies or the classics they roll out every
I
year that
don't
nobody
generally
wants to
like
watch.
all the old classics, but we can get into that because we will have our usual lineup and then maybe we'll figure out what we're going to talk about at the end later. All right, so shall we dive straight in?
Yeah. Is it a bit weird? Is it like, you know, because like Meeg is an original. It's a bit like, you know, cheating on your wife with you here, Dees.
Yeah.
So you might have to say some kind of like stupid stuff or whatever to fill the void
I
of me.
think that wouldn't be the problem.
I'd say it's more-
I think already with the nickname Dees, it just sounds really stupid already. So
Okay. And maybe just say, what about Iron Man?
throw that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try that.
I'm sure Meeg will work his way into the podcast somehow.
Yeah. I
He's
hope
already disclosed some of his thoughts about our
so.
main
He has
feature.
actually. Yeah. Good
So
point.
we'll get him to maybe audibly contribute
Okay.
at some point. All right, let's dive straight into this week's top five. Top five, predictably, Christmas movies.
Okay.
Who wants to nominate first?
Well, can we just get the Die Hard thing out of the way straight
Yeah.
away? So Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, do we want to talk about
Yippee-ki-yay.
the-
I think
we're-
ho ho ho.
Like
now I've got a machine gun.
unanimously here, probably we would say this is a Christmas movie. But I did see the other day a video clip of Bruce Willis denying that it was a Christmas movie.
I saw the same thing.
He said it was absolutely. He was quite agitated about it.
Well, it's at Christmas, right at the end. They all go
It's
off,
set
don't
at
they?
Christmas.
There's bells, there's snow, there's...
Right, so I
pretty
have
sure
prepared
there's a
for this
Christmas
because I
song
knew
at
it
the
would
end.
come up. So Die Hard has a redemptive arc for its hero,
Yeah.
not dissimilar from other great Christmas stories like Ebenezer Scrooge
Yeah.
in Christmas Carol. John McClane finds his Christmas Eve interrupted by uninvited visitors, and due to their intervention, he learns to be a less selfish person. And then both Scrooge and John McClane, their epiphanies come when they're forced to confront their own mortality. And Scrooge, the difference is that Scrooge repents at the sight of his future gravestone, whilst McClane realises he owes his wife Holly an apology while picking shards of broken glass from his feet.
He didn't have a lot of choice about it either.
Exactly. I mean, it is definitely a Christmas movie. It's got the two things you need for a Christmas movie is some kind of redemptive arc type thing, right? And it needs to be set at Christmas, and Die
Well,
Hard has both.
And
Yeah.
Dickens had nothing to do with Die Hard, did he? I mean, it
No.
was just
Well, not directly.
pure luck, but obviously influenced
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
through Ebenezer.
So this film also links directly to what we're going to talk about as our main feature too.
Yeah, of course, Shane Black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he gave the name up.
He gave the title.
He gave
Yeah.
the title up, and also
So the movie that
it's also set at Christmas because they liked.
the Shane
Lethal
Black
Weapon.
Christmas
So
thing.
he
They like
gave
Lethal
the
Weapon.
title...
Yeah, so the title, the working title was the name of the book, which is loosely based around.
Nowhere to something.
Yeah, it's really it sounds rubbish when you
Right.
compare it to
He was writing the Last
Silver.
Boy Scout.
Yeah, Joel Silver had bought the script for Lethal Weapon from Shane Black.
Yeah.
And Shane Black had mentioned that he had this title for a film he wanted to use later on, was Die Hard. And they said, "Oh, can I use it?" And he's like, "Yeah, go on then." And that's how they got the name Die Hard.
But the movie he was writing at the time that was going to be Die Hard was The Last Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Which was, let's be fair,
I haven't seen it, actually.
it's a good movie.
Started
but
really well, didn't it?
With the American football
Yeah, you
thing and
thought,
the
wow, and guy
it kinda
running,
pins out
gets
of nowhere.
shot, and
Yeah.
on the American football field, you think, great, this is set up
But
well,
as far as titles go,
just kind of
I think
Die
Die
Hard
Hard
better.
kicks ass.
Yeah.
Die Hard, Die Harder, Die... You know, it's just got better
Well,
and better, didn't it?
No.
No.
Also, because Lethal Weapon was set at Christmas, they like that, and they like that for the setting for Die Hard. Because they like the juxtaposition of all this action going on around
Around the Christmas period.
So they did that. And the same video where Bruce Willis is denying that it's a Christmas movie, they then go on to show you all the separate references, direct references to Christmas. There's like 25 references of people saying ho ho ho, or people with Santa Claus outfits on, or Christmas trees and all that stuff. So 100% a Christmas movie, and anyone denies it is an idiot.
The number one denial, I believe, for Die Hard being a Christmas movie is that it was released in the summer. But so was Miracle on 34th Street. So,
and that's shit.
It is shit, but it's undeniably a Christmas movie. So if you're going to say the release date defines it, so
it's a strange time to release Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
All right, so I think that's it. That we can ink that one in, right? Die Hard
for sure.
I'm going to hit you up.
Die Hard. We saying that is definitely a Christmas movie, or that is definitely in the.
It's in the top five. It's not just a Christmas movie.
It's in the top five.
It's straight in the top five.
Who's got another one?
Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yes.
I'm glad I thought someone was going to argue me on that.
Well, I put this on the other day.
It's the best version of this story,
and I just got slated.
Scrooged.
Nah, still tell this. I know.
But Bill Murray.
Yeah, I know.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
I'll go with Bill. I'll go with Bill. Massive Bill Murray fan.
Yeah.
But I put on the Muppet Christmas Carol the other day because we all sat round, and I thought, Christmas movie. Yeah. Let's put it on. It was Sunday. I lit the fire. What's better?
It's better. Yeah, it's perfect, isn't it?
Kids didn't get it.
No?
Kids, no, they want animation. They were like,
I've tried with my daughter, and she wasn't that into it either.
What, they don't like the Muppets?
Not yet.
No, I don't know. Whether
I haven't written it off.
Oh, do you know what? Right,
altogether.
But it's so funny. Beaker. It was like, it was brilliant.
I have always wanted to live in a world where Muppets and humans were fully integrated. It's like, imagine if you were at work or whatever. I mean, if you've got a dull office job.
I feel like I do work with a load of Muppets. Wait a minute. Sorry, work colleagues.
But, you're sitting there and the guy next to you, there's some administrator or whatever, and he just happens to be some kind of fucking furry cat or something. Do you know what I mean? And the guy delivering the mail has got like 4 arms or whatever. It'd just be amazing. And then every now and then everybody like knows the words and bursts into song, and then you just go back to doing your job.
They're such fantastic characters, aren't they?
Yeah.
And even the lettuce and the carrots started
singing at the beginning. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But they didn't get it. Kids, mine anyway, they just gone, you want to go and play Minecraft.
Bloody millennials.
Yeah, I know.
So can we have Muppets?
Yeah. Muppets has got to be in the conversation.
Well, we'll put it in, we'll pencil that in, and if someone wants to usurp it later.
See, I've done no research, so I'm just racking my brains for Christmas
I'm going to go really...
I'm kind of confused on, is it the ones that we're classically Christmas, like Muppet Christmas Carol, or things like The Great Escape, which they show every year at Christmas, almost classed as a Christmas movie these days, isn't it? I know you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That would open up the world to like the whole Bond
franchise. Movie in the world. Yeah.
I always thought A Great Escape more of a bank holiday fair than a Christmas time, but
it's a non-denominational movie.
Yeah, every faith can get bored of it equally.
Yeah. It needs to either be set at Christmas or have some sort of Christmas theme to it.
What about Elf?
Yeah. Okay. So
sounds like
I'm going to be controversial here because I feel like I might be the only person in the world that A thinks Will Ferrell is only okay.
Right.
And B, Elf. I think no film captures the spirit of Christmas quite like Elf, in that it's an unbearable barrage of garish and irritating content that I can't wait to end.
Bit like our podcast.
So Elf, I think it's weird. And also I think there's something seriously weird about the story of Elf. He's Buddy.
Well, he's a grown-up as an elf.
Right. He's a human orphan who Santa effectively steals because he can't be asked to take him back. He finds him in the bag of presents. And then he raises that kid specifically to work for him for no pay.
Yeah.
Forever, and he never
dark
made
side of Christmas.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. So
I got massive requests from this. This was when I was showing the other film we're going to talk about, the Penguin Christmas Caper. All I got, can we play Elf? Can we play Elf? I want to watch Elf, and I was like, no, we've got.
We're watching this.
We're watching this.
And so
Daddy's got work.
I don't know where my daughter had seen Elf, but that was all that was.
It was on the telly the other night.
Oh right, okay.
Sunday night, I think.
Love watching it again, don't they? Watch it once, twice, 3 times.
What about then Bad Santa?
Yeah.
This to me is
I do like Bad
Billy
Santa.
Bob Thornton. Yeah, okay. I wouldn't. Okay, it's a Christmas movie. I'm not denying it's a Christmas movie. I wouldn't put it. I mean, what's that terrible Arnold Schwarzenegger one?
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, Jingle All the Way.
Put the
where
cookie down.
Jingle all the way. Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was going to
that's
bring that
another
up.
Christmas.
Jingle All the Way. No.
I've not seen it.
No love for Jingle All the
No,
Way.
it doesn't
Not
appeal to
massive,
me.
but I'm just thinking there's got to be. Christmas has been going on so long. It's got to be better, isn't there? I mean,
Exactly. I'm not going to
couple of
waste my
thousand
what
years we've
precious
been doing
time I've
it,
got
yeah.
to watch something because I'm not going to watch that. But
The
Bad
thing about
Santa's...
Bad Santa,
Go on.
right? I do like that movie. It's funny. It's kind of like somebody watched Trading Places, specifically the scene where Dan Aykroyd eats the salmon as the sort of dirty tramp Santa, and said, "All right, you can make a whole movie out of that."
Maybe they did.
one little sketch and
One little
just
sketch,
try
like
to-
a joke that's repeated over and over and
Cohen's
over again.
produced, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. Does that elevate it in your mind?
No.
No. Okay, well, let's not have that because there's not really much enthusiasm about that. Reeves, you want to...
Well, I've got Trading Places in there, right? Because that's set at Christmas. It's kind of got a redemptive
Great
arc.
start again. I
Another-
remember when they just
yeah.
kind of rolling on a little
Lot of
skateboard,
places,
pretending.
especially Agent
I love
Orange.
that. Hooks you in.
And, you know, what could be more Christmassy than, you know, one man being cruelly racially tormented, another made completely destitute and raped in jail, and all set against a background of rampant capitalism.
I'm in.
That's,
So, you know, that's
I mean,
Christmas.
that's
That is
one
the
to
thing-
watch.
that's spirit of Christmas for me.
That is one to watch, definitely.
When you put it like that. how
And
can-
also
how
a
can you
guy
say
gets
no?
raped in a gorilla suit. You know, I can't remember. Beaks, is it? Beaks, the guy, he ends up in a gorilla suit, and the train at the end, it has that really, like, that dodgy scene where Dan Aykroyd blacks up. Lionel!
Yeah, you're going to struggle with that these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really like Trading Places, so for me it's in.
It's decent. I like that. I remember it as a kid and really laughing my
And-
absolute head off.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, don't. Yeah.
With the,
Yeah, she's got
Yeah,
some
Jamie Lee.
appealing
Anyway.
features.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of... Well, I suppose Muppets Christmas Carol is a traditional kind of Christmas happy fare.
I mean, just run a few off. What's
Gremlins.
another one?
Gremlins. Yeah, it's the ultimate Christmas film for me.
Yeah. Granny's getting catapulted out of off a stair lift.
Yeah.
It's basically almost a child's horror film.
Phoebe Cates tells that really disturbing story about how her father died on Christmas Eve, coming down the chimney pretending to be Santa. Do you remember that?
I can't remember that bit. I
Yeah,
might be
he
watching
broke
it.
his neck and they found him like stacked in the chimney. So, yeah. So yeah, in for that reason.
Yeah. Charlie Brown Christmas.
Never seen it.
Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Well, it's around Christmas time.
Okay, I've got one there. If you're going to throw in that, I'm going to write A Christmas Story, and it's probably my favourite Christmas film.
Christmas Story? Give us the lowdown.
And it's basically this little kid who wants a Red Ryder rifle, and that's all he wants. It's set in like 1940s.
Right, as in a gun.
1930s. Yes, but it's a toy gun. It's a toy
okay.
gun.
Oh,
So
right,
it's like
okay. Take it to school and
1940s.
shoot it, right?
exactly.
But you know, it's his favourite cowboy has
Okay.
one of these rifles, and that's all he wants. And his mum and dad are going, "No, it's far too dangerous, far too dangerous." And it's all the little scrapes he gets in. He sticks it. He ends up sticking his tongue to a pole for a dare, and it is generally family brilliant
Okay.
movie. Really good Christmas Story.
There's a
Forget all the
strong
people
pitch
that's
been
in it.
made.
That is.
I have to
some
make
pitch,
a
yeah.
nomination on behalf of the missus.
Yeah.
Reluctantly, I might add.
Yeah.
Home Alone.
Yes.
I fucking hate this film.
What could you hate about a tale of
Well,
parental
the bit
neglect?
that it starts right through to when it ends,
Yeah.
and then even further after that because the aftertaste is so fucking grim.
Have you
I
seen
hate
the
it.
theory that Kevin McAllister
Is a twat.
grew up to be Jigsaw in the Saw movies?
No, but makes
You know,
perfect
making
sense.
these elaborate, violent traps.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah?
You can see the path, can't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That paint came down, just slapped the guy right in the face.
Yeah,
No, it's just
exactly.
bad one.
You kind of get
Fine.
the sense that after the credits rolled in Home Alone that Macaulay Culkin was out in the back garden like chopping up cats or something. Do you know what I mean?
Do you
Like,
feel he was better off without his family, though? The normal Christmas sort of filming vibe, you know, something happens, there's a bit of strife, but then everyone comes together and they're all happy
Yeah.
at Christmas. And you kind of feel like his family a bunch of arseholes, and actually he'd be better off just chilling on his own, to be honest.
although still not convinced that the snow shoveler guy wasn't actually a sort of murderer, rapist, or whatever it was. Probably not rapist, but murderer, whatever they were accusing him of being, could easily come back to haunt him, I think. I mean, I do still like Home Alone. It's got so
didn't
many
he go
classic
into the
parts.
second one as well, though?
Yeah,
Joe Pesci?
in New York.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he was looking at the money there, really, I think, wasn't he?
I think
mean, it's
that was
just a
also
bit
set
of-
at Christmas as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Home Alone 2?
Yeah, believable that they did this twice.
Yeah.
So you put that one in for the missus.
The missus
and
nominated that,
My
yeah.
my missus is Czech, and she would definitely every single year. It's not Christmas without Popelka. That's a Czech Cinderella.
Okay.
Yeah, and every year it's all like Czech Republic closes down when Popelka's on. Everybody's
Okay.
just glued to the television and watching it. So there for the East Europeans, they'll like that one. That's
Okay.
That's a classic, nice family film. Got all the
No
kind
homicidal violence or like
no,
themes of racial tension or anything?
That's all left in the houses, really. I mean, on the screen is it's just Cinderella.
Well, that's a nice cultural aside, but I don't think we're going to be able to get it in the top 5.
Edit out that one, yeah.
No, we'll keep it.
No,
in.
that stays in.
I'll probably even watch it.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, I've got that written down as the real
Tearjerker.
classic.
I mean, you know, it's Frank Capra, right, and Jimmy
Jimmy
Stewart.
Stewart, yeah.
Stuart.
Interesting fact about Jimmy Stewart, he was really racist. Had Hal
It was
Williams
that
kicked
sort of
off,
time, wasn't it?
yeah, kicked off the Jimmy Stewart show for being black, basically.
Who was?
Hal Williams. So James Stewart kicked Hal Williams off the Jimmy Stewart show.
Did you not know beforehand?
Yeah, I was about to say, is it?
Oh my God!
I know there wasn't a lot of TV around in the days and 24-hour news, but
Well, it was black and white, right? So
Right.
maybe-
Yeah, yeah.
50-50, I suppose, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, It's a Wonderful Life, perfect. Feeling suicidal at Christmas, like I'm assuming everybody else does.
Yeah.
It means, it's the perfect thing to be on. What have we got so far?
Die Hard,
Yeah,
Muppets Christmas Carol.
yeah, and Home Alone.
No. Trading Places and Gremlins at the moment.
Oh,
unless you
man,
went.
those are
So
some
that's
good
the 4
films.
if we wanted to leave a 5th place open for audience participation.
Yeah, and on that note, actually, Saidi, what was our...
Yeah, I think were we inundated with nominations
There
for our
were
5th martial
so
arts film?
many responses to the top 5, the 5th martial
is this
arts
the
film.
mailbag here?
Yeah, we've got
Yeah,
that.
Santa's sack is literally bulging.
It's literally... And what came out on top,
Ghost
Saidi?
Dog Way of the Samurai
Okay,
came through
and-
with a resounding me nominating it because no one else bothered to do it.
Blind Fury. Talk
Well,
about
yeah,
that.
we should have put that in as well because we didn't have a Rutger Hauer.
I don't think I've seen it, which could be.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Ooh,
getting
you're in for a
shocked.
bit of a
Look,
treat.
it's sensational.
Yeah, in for a bit
Is
of a
it?
treat.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
real
It's
good.
surprisingly nice.
okay,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
going to
it's
go
a
on the
good one.
watch list.
Yeah, it's good.
So we'll leave our 5th Christmas movie then.
Okay, so this is the definitive 4.
Yeah,
Die Hard,
yeah.
Muppets Christmas Carol,
Yeah.
Trading Places, Gremlins, and then
Home Alone.
listeners can not nominate Home Alone, but something better.
Please, everybody, nominate Home Alone. So we watched this week as our Christmas movie Shane Black's 2005 Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Bang Bang.
Works well in emojis.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does work well in emojis.
Yeah, it does.
So this is the story of Robert Downey Jr., Harry, stage magician / petty criminal,
Yeah.
who gets embroiled in a sort of noir-esque detective type movie set against the backdrop of Christmas and the LA film industry. What did we all think?
Well, I missed it the first time round. I was, when you said, "Oh, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang," I've heard of it. It's one of those films that you're aware of because Val Kilmer, Robert Downey Jr. But I watched it, and some of the jokes a little bit dated now, but I can see how it would have been really good at the time, and a lot of it stood up. Actually, I thought it was still pretty good. I'm a noir fan,
Okay.
and it's kind of, he narrates, doesn't he? So
He
he
does,
narrates over the top, and I thought that is pretty difficult to do well, and I thought they did it quite well. I thought it was a good example of how they can narrate over it because it was quite funny.
Yeah.
And an enjoyable hour and a half, 2 hours.
That sort of meta quality it had with the narrator, and he's able to kind of, they discuss a lot of things of being...
But he stops the film, doesn't he? He goes, wait, no, that's shit. I forgot to tell you that bit about the joke. And, the whole film just stops while he narrates over the top of it. While it probably works better in the cinema because it looks like the actual reel has been stopped.
Yes.
And it's got that kind of meta quality.
Well, he stops himself, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's narration.
It's wait, no,
He
it's
goes
shit. Yeah,
back
it goes
on
And
to
I
it.
think that meta quality was quite new.
Yeah.
At that time, because this is 2005 it came
Yeah.
out. So
Feels like a lifetime ago.
It was. Well, it was.
You see some of the stuff now, and you've seen it again in films like Lock, Stock. When he's holding right off the end, there's the end scene there, and you think, well, that just reminded me of that film. That reminded me of that film, and it had a lot of first-time influence. Maybe there was probably films before that had influenced that one, but I seem to see the connection a lot in that film, actually, that other films later on, Pulp Fiction, kind of Tarantino-esque kind of vibe.
Well, they have that
it mixed in a lot. It mixed
narrative
in a lot.
that kind of goes all like meanders all over the place, sort of thing, and things happen through happenstance, and rather than the people engineering the plot. But
some of the scenes were great. Some of
I really
fun.
like this film. Watched a lot of good ones recently, and I think this is like right up there. Definitely think this was Robert Downey Jr.'s comeback film, wasn't it? This was sort of redemption for him after all the sort of partying and he, living a quite colourful lifestyle.
He did Chaplin and then just went for it, didn't he? I've got the
Air of
Oscar.
America with Mel Gibson, and then went into the doldrums for a little while, and he came back. And I believe when I was reading a bit about this that he rates this as his best film. This is his favourite film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I guess for him, because he's basically Tony Stark in this. This is kind of where he got the
pre-runner,
from, which we could definitely have Meeg saying.
Iron Man.
This definitely almost feels a little bit like an audition for that role, because that sort of humour, the way he's quite sarcastic and almost a bit condescending at times and just quite snarky.
Shane Black did Iron Man 3 as well, right? So.
And good chemistry. I mean, I watched an interview of Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer afterwards, and they were kind of kiss, kiss, bang, bang review, and they were just asking questions that they got from the audience, and you could see between the two of them they enjoyed each other's company. There was a rapport there, and I think that came across in the film because it seemed very
natural.
Natural.
I think that Robert Downey Jr. requested Shane Black for Iron Man 3 off the back of his.
Okay.
I don't know if they were stuck for someone, but he pretty much insisted that they get him in for that.
This was his first film, wasn't it? Shane Black's first
so
he was the first as a director.
So he had a very successful writing career. When he left college, he sold the script for Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon, yeah.
And that was quite expensive at the time for a script. And then he did, believe it was The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah.
And that was sold for $5 million just for the story and the script. Wow. And it was a mega flop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had a bit of a Robert Downey Jr.'s about him. So all the parties that you see in The Long Kiss Goodnight and various other films, they sort of really elite Hollywood, LA kind of.
Well, it was in the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang as well, wasn't it? When he'd going through in the boxes,
that's what he used to do with all
dances.
his cash. He'd throw all these mad parties. Because you probably would,
the rest
right?
Of it you just waste.
He was just a 20-year-old guy who had a shitload of money.
So he had some success early on and basically partied the cash away and was getting some dubious habits.
What they like.
And so he went into the doldrums a little bit. So he sort of came out with this one. And it's sort of surprising that he got the chance after having done nothing for so long. But it was Joel Silver again, who took a punt on him, knowing that he had some talent. But to give him the directing gig as well was quite.
I mean, I haven't read the screenplay, but it is the sort of thing that just you can imagine just leaps off the page, and it's got a very specific voice to it, right? So you probably would want.
Well, Val Kilmer said yes before he'd read it
because he knew Shane Black.
I think, and he'd met Robert Downey Jr. shortly before, and was just there reports. I'm in. Like I want to be in.
He'd alluded to so much in that interview that I watched that he's just so interested in what Robert Downey, because he is some actor, Robert Downey Jr.
Great.
I mean, I know he's Iron Man, but he's otherwise that Chaplin and the other things he's done. Even this Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, he is fantastic in it. He's just such a great comedic actor. The scene where he loses his finger,
it's brilliant, isn't it? It's brilliant.
It's just holds it in brilliantly.
Val Kilmer has that line where he says, "Get a dictionary and look up the word idiot. What do you get?" He's like, "A picture of me." He's like, "No, the definition of an idiot is what you are."
Yeah, there's too many. I mean, there's the one he says, what does he say about how he got the name Gay Perry? He says, "Oh yeah, I'm knee deep in pussy. I just like the name." There's loads of classic, like the gags come really thick.
So
and
at
fast.
the time, this was the first openly gay lead character in a Hollywood movie.
Yeah, is that right?
Played by Val Kilmer. Yeah, right.
And the thing, like Val Kilmer, I've always felt like
thought he would not be the person to do that.
He's kind of a weirdo, and he sort of seems to think he's a bit more sort of interesting than he actually is. But in this movie, he was absolutely brilliant.
I struggle to see anything but Jim Morrison when I look at Val Kilmer, because
right.
he was that good in The Doors.
He was very good at that,
and he owned
I forgot about that. I was just about to say I only really like him in this and Heat, but I had forgotten about Doors.
Yeah,
which is good in
The
too.
Doors. And he was Iceman, wasn't he, in Top Gun?
Yeah, he was. That's right, Iceman.
I've never seen.
Dangerous.
I've never been able to watch it all the way through. I turned Top Gun off after half an hour.
What?
I don't like it.
Don't like Top Gun.
New trailer dropped yesterday for the.
What about
Maverick.
the volleyball scene? No, doesn't.
No,
do
that's the thing.
anything
That's
for
when I
you?
turned it off. I was just like, this is just too much. I can watch gay porn on Pornhub. I don't need to watch this shit.
Okay, fair enough.
Can we talk a little bit about some of the other things? Because there's a really great film that I think I watched at a party with you when we were about 9 or 10.
Okay.
Monster Squad. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was Shane Black, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
we watched that at Coz's birthday party when you would have been at prep and I was at St George's.
Okay.
And I did remember that film thinking, this is the fucking best thing ever.
Yeah,
He wrote
Wolfman's
that.
got nards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wrote that, which is great. He also wrote The Predator, which I think is...
I quite liked the Predator.
I didn't like it.
It's kind of silly, and it's got all, but it's again got all the Shane Black hallmarks: the Christmas, the sort
Has
of
it got Christmas in it?
yeah,
Predator.
the Predator.
Oh,
the
right, okay.
the fifth.
Oh,
You
no,
got
it
Predator
depends.
1 and 2, Alien versus
Yeah,
Predator,
Pacific Rim.
a
Ah,
couple of
right,
them.
okay, yeah, no.
and then
No, but-
Predators with Adrian Brody being Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Have you seen The Nice Guys?
Yes,
That's basically
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I fucking love
Modern.
that one.
That
I
was
think
really
that
good.
is really great.
I enjoyed
really
that.
love that, and I'm probably going to watch it again after having talked about it.
And again, what was it Russell Crowe and
Ryan Gosling.
who had that same kind of chemistry.
So
I
he
mean,
does
that's
have
what
a lot of things that he does over and over again. So they tend to be a lot of buddy films.
yep,
Tend to be a lot of an older veteran and a younger guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
Obviously mentioned a lot of Christmas stuff. Usually a torture scene.
yes.
He does a lot of things over and over again, but
So
he does it all very well.
In the torture scene in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang,
yeah, it looks fairly
it looks
challenging.
Really,
yeah.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. had an assistant grip punching him in the kidneys.
That's right, yeah.
off screen. So that when he was supposed to be getting electrocuted, and yeah,
when
he's-
he brought out the gun at the end.
the
from
faggot
his-
gun, I
from
think they
his-
call it, don't they?
Yeah.
He
Faggot gun.
had it hidden under his ball sack. Or
Yeah.
something, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
So whilst it had, we think, the first openly gay lead character,
Yeah,
what do you think about some of the references?
they've dated badly, haven't they?
Dated quite quickly, haven't they? I think in this modern day of acceptance and being a bit more PC, they would struggle with some of this stuff.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I don't think there's anything vindictive about what they're saying. It's just inadvertently probably would offend people.
I don't. Is it? It's difficult to accuse it of being homophobic.
No, I don't
right?
think it's because it's promoting.
the
It's got a
character is
there
like
front and center. It's
Exactly.
leading the film.
It's
You
just
wouldn't
maybe.
you maybe wouldn't write it like that.
No,
now,
it would. It
though,
just
would
wouldn't
you?
be written like that these days. I don't think.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to have.
So I was kind of okay with it. I think it's different. It's because of its time.
I think what's interesting about it is his homosexuality is just a facet of his character, and it's not played for laughs.
Yeah.
It's not like a subject of ridicule and there's not. Although there's quite
he's
a
the
lot
strong
of fruity
character,
language.
isn't he? He's the one who's
Yeah, exactly.
who's leading Harry around. And,
Yeah,
you know, the alpha male, if you like. in this.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I wanted to mention the female lead.
Michelle Moynihan.
Yeah, because she was great, but she's basically done nothing since.
She was in
I
Mission
know it was
Impossible.
Yeah, like a bit. Was she supposed to be Tom Cruise's wife? Like she was,
Yeah.
always hidden away. He was
Yeah,
like,
I'm
exactly.
chatting
trying to think where I've seen her
Yeah,
before. and
because she's
yeah.
credited in all of them, and it's just like you occasionally see her at the end, like looking away from the camera because she's supposed to be hidden. So that's basically the only high-profile stuff she's done.
a shame that she hasn't been in
Couple of,
bigger films.
Law and Order,
and
Special
things.
Victim Units, and stuff like that. And you think, well, she was great in this. Super hot as well in that
Yeah.
costume.
Yeah, I do really like when he's chatting her up at the bar, like at the beginning,
Yeah.
the beginning scene. They're having that moment where they're looking around the room and describing members of the club or whatever that they're in. So she talks about Brazilian Billy Bob Thornton, Native American Joe Pesci, and punk rock Steven Seagal. And I'm like, that is a game I am gonna play next time I'm out.
It
at the
was
bar.
fun, that scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
They soon realised then that they knew each other straight after.
Yeah.
that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, because she was the one. She was the one in the box
she was
when
the
he was
little girl.
chainsawing her. Yeah.
Just the kind of thing kids would do, isn't it? You know, when they're pretending to get sawed in half, actually real screams.
Yeah,
I was wondering where they were going to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, shame that she didn't really kick on.
no, it's a real surprise. I don't know why, because she's really good in the role, and she is not
She reminded me
unattractive.
quite a lot of
Oh, it's Emma Stone. No,
Emma
Stone, isn't
Emma
it?
Stone. She reminds me of Emma
Yeah.
Stone, like a taller version of Emma Stone.
Okay.
And I just don't understand. I guess it's luck. Why?
For me, she's facially, I thought she resembled Liv Tyler in this film.
A little bit, yeah, I suppose so. I just don't get why she was in this.
I'd
It was
like
really
to think
good,
it was
and then
her
never did
choice that she just decided I'm not going into the whole
that's
kind of
probably quite
scene.
unlikely.
Well, if you're listening, Miss Moynihan, maybe
you
We're
want-
big fans.
we're big fans. Let us know what you did in your career.
Well, at you.
Get in touch. Yeah.
So the budget for this thing,
Yeah.
we always like to talk about this, don't we? Was 15 mil, which is the
2005.
highest budget film I think we've watched so far.
Well, Frozen 2 probably had a fucking
I
enormous
forgot about
budget. But Chef, Replicas, Tusk, these were all fairly minuscule.
Yeah, so the budget was 15, and it made. Do you think it made a profit or a loss? Let's have a game.
I'm going to say a loss because I think it was a big flop when it came out, wasn't it?
I would say that by now it's made a profit.
Well, it made what £3 off me over the weekend.
Yeah, me too. £3.50.
And no, it made a small profit.
Okay.
15. Let's round it up. 15.8 mil. It made, but 70% of that was from overseas markets. So it didn't do very well domestically, but made a decent amount of wedge overseas.
I feel like it's a very writerly film. Like if you're interested in the way that movies work and how they're written and there's, the backdrop against which they're set, I think it's an interesting movie for you just because you can maneuver. It's a very clever script. He maneuvers things really well, but I can see that a lot of people that wouldn't necessarily, they might just find the plot kind of confusing and the jokes really thick and fast.
So I did watch the trailer for it. The trailer's really bad.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really bad. But they probably didn't amp films up as much as they do now. And
No.
I mean, it really, have a look at it. Like, it looks poo.
Yeah, I watched the trailer.
It doesn't do a great job of selling it.
I actually really liked the first teaser for Rise of Skywalker or whatever, but the news today, spoiler alert, is that it's really shit.
Film?
Yeah.
Yeah, good trailer, bad film.
Really? I saw some mixed reviews.
I hear it shits all over The Last Jedi, which you didn't like anyway, did you?
So the definitive point that we need to make, because people would probably be surprised that we chose this as our main feature
Yeah.
for a Christmas movie. Does it qualify as a Christmas movie?
Well, based on the criteria that we talked about
We did
before,
mention it earlier. I think we have
set
to say,
at Christmas,
Yeah,
redemptive arc.
yeah. People coming together.
Yeah.
They're better off at the end than they were at the start.
Yeah.
I think those are all classic Christmas movie tropes. So we can say that this.
Though not overly steeped in Christmas scenes or anything, is it?
She wears a Santa
I was going to
outfit.
say there was
She
some,
does. She
there was
does
some-
run through the
some
park,
wardrobe
doesn't she? In
parts that-
some kind of elf Santa,
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus thing. She looked good in that.
Yeah.
Christmas
So
enough
it's
then,
Christmassy
isn't it?
enough for me.
Yeah.
100%.
One thing I did have.
Yeah.
Is there a hint in the final scene of the movie? So after, kind of almost as the credits are rolling, you get
where he's
that
in his desk.
shot of Robert Downey Jr. talking directly to the camera.
Yeah.
Michelle Moynihan is nowhere to be seen, possibly off pursuing whatever her other career was after this
Yeah.
movie. But yeah, she's noticeably absent, I think, in that scene. And there's a couple
think
of,
they're in
they
a
have a couple of
relationship?
kisses, don't they?
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer.
Okay.
Are they hinting that maybe those two got together? I don't know.
But you're right. They were
She was
out
really
this-
like, there's
why-
no mention of her at all, and he's
those
there,
two in the last
just the
scene.
two of them together, and I
Very-
just wondered
so
whether
very
there was,
up close and personal and
Yeah.
comfortable.
yeah,
Okay, let's go with that.
Mm.
Okay, I like it. I want to talk about because our usual metrics.
oh yeah,
IMDb gave
Got-
it 7.5 out
Yeah.
of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 85%, so that's good.
okay,
Metacritic 72.
yeah. Go on Google.
Google users 88% of Google users liked it.
Okay, and how does that rank up against some of our others?
Pretty high,
Yeah,
like way higher than Tusk, although that doesn't necessarily reconcile with my opinion.
no,
Obviously way higher than Replicas. Can't remember. Frozen was still early days for Frozen, so I don't know if we can really compare that.
so universally
pretty-
well liked
Yeah.
now,
Yeah,
but
think
kind
so.
of flopped at the time.
I would have, 7.5. I think is a fair score. The IMDb.
Yeah, I like that.
think
That's probably where
is
I'd
a
put it.
Fair kind of.
I really enjoyed it. It's not one of my favourites of all time, but it was a great Saturday night of watching a film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't Meeg have a few comments? Even though he sent us something, didn't he?
He did.
I feel
He
like
thought it was
maybe-
it was going to be a porn film.
Yeah. Yes. He wrote, hang on, I've got his comments here. He said, my thoughts on Kiss Kiss Bang Bang should be a porno with a name like that. Also, pissed off Robert Downey didn't get to knob Harmony. That was a shame. Also, as this was before Iron Man, he could have saved a lot of pain by just lasering a lot of them early doors if he'd had access to the suit, which I think is,
Insightful.
Yeah.
You can always rely on Meeg.
So, are we going to do Are You Entertained?
Yeah. Dan, are you not entertained?
I'm not entertained. Is that the right answer?
Well, were you or not?
Well, by this film,
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, it was. I wouldn't go watch it again in probably the next 4 or 5 years. It's not one of those I would rush back to. But yes, I was entertained.
Riggs, are you not entertained?
I was entertained. I really liked this film the first time I saw it back in 2005. I feel it hasn't aged well. I do have to agree with that. So I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I will watch it again at some point. All right, time for some kids' television discussion.
Yeah, what did you choose, Sidey?
It was called The Madagascar Penguins in a Christmas Caper,
Right.
which mercifully, after the last 2 weeks nominations, was only 12 minutes long.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting that was its best quality, but it was super violent, which was fucking cool.
Yeah. So why don't you give us a little synopsis of what happened in the plot?
Well, the plot, it was set before Madagascar.
All right.
Did you know that?
A prequel.
Yeah, so this is like a prequel feature.
Was this in as part of a DVD package? Was it
I think so.
an extra feature?
Yeah. So there
or
was,
something?
this was sort of a chapter of 5 or 4 or 5 different mini sections, all to do with the holidays. So the plot was that they were trying to get a present together, weren't they, for a polar bear, wasn't it, in the zoo?
Yeah.
So they broke out the zoo at night.
It was one of them. One of them wanted a present. The others were all quite happy.
They were
with
looking through a little
fish,
periscope, weren't they? So anyway, whilst out trying to steal or some kind of present for the polar bear, he was captured by an old lady, just I think referred to as Nana.
Yeah.
She mistakenly thought that the penguin was a chew toy for her dog called Mr. Chew.
Mr. Chew.
And so the plot was then that the other 3 were going to have to break out the zoo and rescue their comrade and get him back to the zoo.
Yeah. Which they did.
Which they did with various violent capers ensued.
Yeah.
Did you watch this with your kids?
No, I didn't. No, I crammed it. My eldest was up in the middle of the night, couldn't get back to sleep, so we went downstairs and she watched some utter trash on the main TV and I sat watching it on my phone at about 4 in the morning.
Oh, I watched it with my daughter.
Did she like it?
She liked it, yeah. So I suppose the whole purpose of this, we should comment on it as dads.
Yeah.
I did kind of think, wow, this is super violent.
It is violent, yeah.
But then I think back to the
slapstick kind of violence,
well,
isn't it?
But
it starts.
Then I think back to all the stuff that we would have grown up with. So
Tom and Jerry,
Elmer Fudd like shotgunning people in the face, Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. And
Bugs
all that
Bunny
sort of
was
stuff.
pretty
very much
psychotic.
in that theme, wasn't it?
Yeah. And also for us, it had a slightly, I don't know if nostalgia's the word because it was only last year. My daughter played one of the penguins in the school production of Madagascar.
Yeah.
I can't remember, was your daughter a giraffe?
She was a giraffe, yeah.
So it was quite funny to sort of see her as a penguin watching the penguins getting up to their antics.
Could she relate to it in a sort of as a penguin?
Yeah. It was almost getting a bit tusk. She went
full penguin.
She went full penguin, yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing I wrote about this movie was I wrote that Rico is a warmongering, paranoid, heavy weapon obsessed commander, claims he's democratic and doesn't act caringly, especially with Private, who was like a son to him, which made me think of Stalin. And I don't know whether that he influenced, whether they were drawing specific inspiration from Stalin for the character, but the references are definitely there.
It's like Dad's Army feel as well to it a little bit. Is that?
I feel like they could have given Private a better name.
Yeah.
That's lacking. Skipper, Kowalski, Rico, and Private.
Private, yeah.
Yeah.
So Kowalski just wanted to blow everything up, didn't he?
Yeah, he was
that
cool.
was the violent kind
It was
of
the
stuff,
stick of dynamite. He kept wanting to get the stick of dynamite out, and in the end, they just used it to blow the door off.
I mean, I quite liked the fact that in comparison to some of the other trash that we've been forced to sit through recently, there wasn't any like dodgy sexual messages or themes
no
of
weird
undermining
outfits,
each other.
Yeah, or bullying, or just like, horrible kids just being horrible to each other.
They were just this group of like penguins that when the pressure's on, they band together.
Yeah.
That was nice, wasn't it? I mean, there was that all for one for all kind of camaraderie.
Yeah,
and then
teamwork.
it was also oh, nobody should be alone at Christmas.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that kind of scene at the end, which I
Yeah,
thought
we're going
was-
to blow up this old
was
woman's
the
house.
nice message, really, which I think my daughter enjoyed at the end. You know,
Yeah.
she was like, yeah.
So sort of morally, we're liking the sort of homicidal penguins a lot more than the flirty unicorn people
Oh, fucking hell.
or mermaids.
Yeah, so much more. Yeah, H2O Mermaids and Mirror Me, they were shit. This
Yeah.
was like, I enjoyed it. I sit and watch it, not just because it was shorter, but it was better. Mainly because it was violent.
Mainly because it was shorter.
No, mainly because it was shorter and violent.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got 20 minutes just before you're going out, or it's, you know, you need to get ready and you want to sit the kids in front of something, and
Yeah.
there's a start, middle, and end to it. These are great little kind of
Yeah.
featurettes, aren't they? You could just put on.
Yeah.
There you
And I
go,
think the
watch
problem with the
that.
other ones, they were overtly sort of female,
Yes.
whereas anyone could enjoy this. It was gender neutral.
Yeah.
shall
I
we
think
say.
as well that it benefited from having higher production values than some of the other
Well,
shit
it's
we've
DreamWorks, isn't
watched.
it?
Yeah.
Big
and you
money.
can tell big
Yeah.
money on it. You know, it looks great.
Yeah.
It's animated crisply. It's an improvement upon.
Yeah, it seemed like it was the same as the film. It
Exactly.
There was no drop off just
Yeah.
because it was as short. They were still putting a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any others, I have to say,
No.
but I would.
It seems like the sort of thing that would press the reset button each week.
Yeah, I think so. But
Well, that's okay.
That's not a problem.
No, I mean it works for The Simpsons.
It
so-
also, well, doesn't always. Ned's wife's still dead.
yeah, that's true.
This was also a refreshing change from actually having to watch Madagascar, which
Well, this was the kind of, when you suggested it, was oh my bloody hell, I've got to watch 2 hours of Madagascar again, or, you know. that
well,
kind
there
of-
was a nomination before this one, which we dodged. Riggs nominated, was it Pup Pals or something?
Santa Buddies.
Santa Buddies.
It's the 8th installment of the Air Bud franchise. I will be pushing this one again because my daughter was
Well,
obsessed by
You have
these
to wait a
movies.
year. You have to wait at least a year.
No, okay, well, there's others. There's Treasure Buddies. There's
Yeah.
Spooky Buddies.
Which age range is this kind of pitched at, would you say?
6-ish.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
we won't do it. But that was a good dodge because that's an hour. I think it was an hour 20 run
Oh, it's a
time.
commitment
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is
So
this
having
is
already
great.
watched-
This is between
yes,
kind
this
of
was
going
good.
out, school, there you go.
We've got
Just
Meeg
before
to thank for
going
that
out.
actually because Meeg was like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
So even though he's dying on his sickbed, he has made a massive contribution to this week.
It's nice as a parent to have those in the back pocket though, isn't it? Just those
Yeah.
short 15, 20
Yeah.
minute kind if you're going to watch something, you feel like, yeah, no, we watched that together today because
This is the best thing I've seen.
You've gone out for dinner. You've had a nice time. Everybody's had drawing stuff. The kids start getting stupid. Here you go. Just watch that for 10 minutes just while Daddy finishes his drink.
and you know, there, right, that's
they'll be
15
gone.
minutes.
Yeah.
They'll watch that. It's enough to keep them going.
But it's more than that, isn't it? Because I could watch this with the kids, whereas other things I could put it on to sedate them,
Yeah.
but I'll still be like miserable as fuck having to watch it. Whereas this, I could have put it on and we could have some downtime together and watch it together.
So there's more of these, aren't there? There's kind
I think there was 5.
There's another.
It's the best thing I've seen since Spirit.
Okay.
I mean, nowhere near as good as Spirit, don't get me wrong, but
Have you watched the Christmas special yet?
no, but I'm thinking about watching it after this.
What did you think of the Spirit toy? Obviously, we've got a picture
Yeah, it
of
was
you.
good. It was
but
good.
Did you get to press the button? And
No, I wasn't allowed.
You're not allowed.
But I'm thinking about maybe Santa might bring one to that.
For you.
Yeah, so all in all, let's wrap it up for Kiddies TV. Dees, were you not entertained?
I was entertained. Decent.
Riggs?
Yeah, I was entertained.
Yeah, me too. That's the full house.
Yeah.
Boom. All right, so new feature, a new Christmas one-off feature. What a privilege for you all. It's called Podcast Guest Chooses His films for us to watch over the Christmas break.
We're gonna make
Snappy.
A podcaster's delight.
a guest podcaster. We're gonna make their Christmas dreams come true by taking on board their suggestions.
And you should watch this. You should watch these 2 films because, as I say, I'm not sure anybody's really heard of the first one, but it was a long time one of my favourite films. And I've just thought of another one because it's Bill Murray and it's absolutely brilliant. So
Okay.
I'll just put this. So Let It Ride, Richard Dreyfuss, Robbie Coltrane,
I like Richard Dreyfuss.
I do
Richard
as well.
Dreyfuss, Mr. Holland's Opus. That's
Yeah.
another cracker.
He was
Seen
in
that
What
quite a
About
few times,
Bob?
bizarrely.
Yeah.
What About Bob? Was that Richard Dreyfuss as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Basically, Richard Dreyfuss down the racetrack every day, problems at home, because he's gambling so much. But today he's having a very lucky day.
Okay.
And Robbie Coltrane is the cashier, and they just have some really fun conversations. And it's just the characters of losers and extraordinary kind of races and wins and everything. So one to watch, really good.
Okay.
It's not a.
So the
it's
moral
not a
of the
long
story
movie.
is that if you're gambling, if you've got a gambling problem, as long as you gamble long enough and hard enough,
It will come good. And I think in my own time of that life, it was probably really good advice. Just keep going, let it
keep
ride.
going, yeah.
If you win, don't keep it, let it ride.
Yeah.
You know,
If you
there's a
lose-
little bit of romance in
Yeah.
that. You know, let it ride,
Yeah.
If you lose, double up.
and double up.
Yeah.
That's it. You know? So
What's he gamble on?
bet in play. It was just so he's betting down the track.
Horses.
It's horses. It's
Okay.
horses, and he
Is this
gets
an
little
English movie
tips
or an
and
American
things.
movie?
American movie, but yeah,
Because Coltrane had that sort of weird
Yeah.
period where like Nuns on the Run and
yeah.
And he was in the Bond movie, right? He was in
Yeah, he
The
was the
World Is
Russian
Not
dude.
Enough or whatever.
he
Well,
was
I
in
think
a Bond
no,
movie.
yeah, you're right. But I was just for some weird reason I was thinking of the Ocean's film because he's in the Ocean's films as well.
Yeah, so Hollywood tried to push him for a while,
Yeah. Strange.
and then he was Hagrid.
Maybe because Cracker was really good and stuff like that. He has
Yeah.
been in really good stuff.
So, but then are Americans into horse racing? I didn't know
Yeah,
that they were.
Kentucky
The track,
Derby and stuff
down
like
the,
that.
yeah,
of
that's
course,
it.
yeah.
Down
Yeah.
the track.
Yeah, okay.
and-
I don't suppose I'm just throwing it out there. This is probably putting you under the bus, but how good are you at doing an impression of, say, Scottish people?
I got a text earlier in Scottish.
You
Took me
didn't
ages-
want to go there, pal.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Which part of Scotland is he from? Delhi.
Aye. Oh, yes, he is.
Okay, so
Okay,
let it
cool.
ride. I'm going to watch that.
Let it
Sure.
ride.
It's decent.
I'm
Okay, so
imagining that
so
that-
just to cue that up, because I'm going to give you two more, because we talked about a little bit about sports movies earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those. I like a movie that will make me feel better, uplift me a
Yeah.
little bit. You know, makes me feel.
Yeah.
And Rudy.
Okay.
Is one of those. I'm already tearing up
I can
just
see
saying
that.
the name. Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's not. There's not dust in the eye. That is just thinking, because it's based on a true story.
This
It always-
is the
it
Stone
always
Cold
gets you.
Sean Austin one.
Sean Austin,
Yeah.
that's it.
Steve Austin.
Yeah.
And he's basically
Sean Astin.
Stone Cold
Sean
Astin.
Sean. And he's
Not Mr. Frodo.
He's basically Frodo who wants to play in an American football team.
Never
but
gonna
he's
happen.
far too small. It's not going to happen.
So this
You
is not
just
like a
gonna-
joke film. It's legit.
It's legit, yeah,
Right.
it's legit, and
Okay.
it just gives you the hairs on the back of your neck stand up
Wow.
because based on a true story. So at the end where it just kind of cuts to the real people,
Yeah.
and everything. So
Oh,
it's got
shit,
one
I
of
didn't realise it
it's
was
got-
real.
It's got one of those bits at the end as
Okay.
well, which always makes you go, oh, actually it happened. You know, it's,
Oh my god! I
so
thought
he's,
I didn't realise
he's
that.
trying to get into the Fighting Irish, which is Notre Dame. You know,
Okay.
the
Right, yeah,
the huge
yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of
collegiate
college
stuff, yeah.
team and everything, really elite stuff, and he's got to get all
It's
his.
big business, college American
Massive.
Yeah, I
football,
never
isn't it? It's
really
enormous.
get it,
They
yeah.
televise the games, don't they? It's
Whereas
like,
you got all the films and stuff at Friday Night Lights about it, and
Yeah.
the whole town will they will just be there, and they'll be the stars.
It's
of
like the
town,
equivalent of having,
And you're
like-
talking like 16, 17-year-old kids. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? It's
but
mad.
millions of people watching.
Yeah,
Like
It's on
millions of people
ESPN.
watching Victoria College versus De La Salle.
Yeah, but it's,
Yeah.
but it's on like sports channels. Do you know what I mean? Like nationwide, it's
Yeah.
absolutely
People
enormous.
20 years later go, I watched you in the Rose Bowl, man, bust my knee and
Yeah.
everything, and that was it. They were the college kind of heroes of their time and everything, and it's crazy, the whole American system, really.
So it's a
because
sort
they-
of inspirational story, triumph over adversity.
Absolutely,
The stakes are against him, all that sort of stuff.
all that kind of stuff, and
You had to go into
and it's
wrestling.
also got the. I don't want to put the spoiler on, but I'll just say it's got like the triple letdown.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's,
Okay, we'll say no
just,
more.
it just keeps going. You think it's gone too far, but it just keeps going.
See, I know
So
it's
a good one.
not. Well, I don't know it's not, but I'm assuming it's not a Christmas movie. But they're kind of good things to watch at Christmas
I think
because you got the
it's-
feel-good
yeah.
vibe
Yeah.
without having to make it all fucking
Really,
schmaltzy
really,
and
yeah,
Christmassy.
really nice. So, and I'm pretty sure they have Thanksgiving. Is that close enough to Christmas?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
November.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we could probably find these on Prime or on Netflix, perhaps.
I would have thought
Yeah.
so, yeah. I'll have a
Yeah.
Google. I've got a third,
a final one, because I couldn't be on here without mentioning Bill Murray.
The great man.
The great man. My favourite actor, just cracks me up. I watched actually an Urban Myth thing on Bill Murray. Did you see that?
No.
Again, brilliant. So this guy's made a documentary on all the things Bill Murray gets up to.
Yeah, because he's got quite a crazy life, hasn't he?
So he just goes into people's houses and starts doing the washing up and stuff. And you
Yeah.
turn around and it's like Bill Murray's there, and it is. So all this kind of...
He likes to smoke a lot of weed as well, doesn't he?
He
Bill
gets
Murray
for a
still
fair
does.
bit of the green, I think, and Bill's just hanging back, having a good time. I picture him in Zombieland.
Yeah.
But that's kind of him all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, basically,
He's just kicking back. So, but The Razor's Edge was the film that he did after Ghostbusters, which
Okay.
was
Razor's Edge.
absolutely huge, obviously, of its time, and refused to do Ghostbusters 2 unless he could do this film. It's a Somerset Maugham book, and it's basically a guy trying to find enlightenment, which is what Bill Murray's always been kind of about, in the fact
he's quite
that
zen, isn't he?
He is quite zen. So this was a big kind of film for him, I think, at the time. Flop, didn't
It was
do
a
well.
massive flop, wasn't it? Yeah,
massive
I
flop.
do know this one, yeah.
And it was one of those films that I came home late at night and I'd missed the first 10 minutes of, and I didn't see, and I just started watching because I'd had a couple of beers or something, and I just sat and watched, and it's just, you forget, and it was just
That's a good movie when that happens.
absolutely sucked in, and it goes all through this journey of this guy's life. So it's not it's a drama, it makes you kind of ask the questions of yourself that the character is asking for himself in the
I'm
film.
definitely going to
So
watch that. I've never heard of it.
It's a really good
Never
one.
heard of it
It's
at
a
all.
really good one.
I mean,
Another one for the Christmas podcast kind of.
I had heard of this movie, but until you mentioned it, I'd completely
Just off
forgotten
the
about
radar,
it.
yeah.
But if I could have been anything when I was a kid, I would have been Peter Venkman. So
Yeah. Ghostbusters.
all
was
forever
just-
sold on Bill Murray, basically.
He can just raise his eyebrows, and I find it funny. He's
But
just
I've got one for the
he's
confession booth
genius.
about it. That I've never seen Caddyshack.
It's not his best, to be honest, but it's
Never seen
it's
it.
decent. It's
Yeah.
still decent.
I know.
Oh, my mind is blown by that.
I know.
Wow.
Maybe I'll try and catch up with that over Christmas as well.
Never seen Caddy. You can't just throw that out there.
Well, I did
and-
just throw it out there.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Wow.
It's out there
It's
now.
there now. Because when I started getting back into golf, I watched it again.
Could you relate?
just to try to see
Performance
how
enhancing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And just made me feel a little bit better about my own game.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
felt the same when I started wanting to destroy gophers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, cool. So we're going to try and check out Let It Ride, Rudy, and The Razor's Edge.
Yeah,
That's
I'm on it.
our Christmas mission.
Like it.
Cool. Oh, well, that wraps up this week's Christmas movie and Christmas wish list discussion.
I feel more festive by the second.
Ho,
Yeah,
ho,
me
ho.
too.
Yeah.
It's
You should have had a beer. That would have helped a little bit more. So thanks everyone for listening. If you could give us a like and a share, and perhaps leave us a review if you're feeling extra,
Generous.
yes, in these festive times. All that remains is to say thanks for listening, and we'll be back probably not next week because of all the Christmas family reluctant activities that we have to take part in. We'll probably look to release something again, I don't know, maybe in the new year, but
Yeah.
sooner if we can. Otherwise, just hold tight. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
cheers.
La 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 la